What's up guys, Jimmy here, and today I want to show you how to deal with the new V-shift mechanic. There is no doubt this new mechanic will change the decision making on both offense and defense, so it's important to understand your options. First, I want to provide a technical breakdown so we can understand the strengths and weaknesses of V-shift, and then I'll talk about multiple strategies to counter it depending on your skill level. So let's start with the properties. Strikes and projectiles will trigger a successful V-shift with a slow motion effect on the first 9 frames. This state has no recovery frames, even if you don't go for the V-shift break follow-up. So in order to counter V-shift, it's crucial to avoid triggering this state. Note, I will not be covering V-shift break in this video as I can't find reliable ways to punish it, and it's not very strong to begin with. Maybe I'll talk about it in a separate video at some point. Anyway, here's a frame-by-frame breakdown without V-shift break. The first 9 frames of V-shift are effectively invincible to all types of attacks. Frames 10 to 16 are only throw invincible, and the remaining frames are fully vulnerable with counter hit state. We can use these properties to our advantage as V-shift isn't particularly fast to recover. So let's talk about punishing V-shift, starting with some options for beginners. If you know a player has a strong tendency to V-shift on wake up, you can just commit to a delayed attack to punish it. Remember, as long as you don't attack within the first 9 frames of V-shift, you won't trigger the safe slow motion state. Preferably, you should look at far hitting moves that aren't punishable on block, like Ryu's standing hard kick. Even though this is an accessible option to punish V-shift, I don't recommend it as it's still pretty risky. It loses to wake up buttons, invincible wake up attacks, and technically Ryu's hard kick also loses to crouching players, since it doesn't hit them at all. However, this attack in particular is interesting as it punishes 3 common defensive options all at once if you time it well. Not only does it punish V-shift, but also backdash and late teching, so even though I introduced this as a beginner option, high-level players should consider taking this risk from time to time to potentially get a really big punish. The next step should be to try and punish V-shift on reaction. Sweep is a good option to punish V-shift on reaction because it can be done while blocking, has good range, and is usually pretty fast. Ryu's sweep has 7 frame startup, which gives you a 25 frame window to react to the V-shift. This isn't easy to do and will require some practice, but keep in mind the limit in terms of reactability for competitive players is around 16 frames, so this is for sure doable. I recommend setting up a training dummy to execute either V-shift, EX Shoryuken, or nothing on wake up. This way you can practice only doing the sweep when the V-shift triggers. Next, let's look at some options for intermediate and advanced players. I've already seen advanced players use throw option selects to punish V-shift. This is a really nice way to deal with V-shift because throws don't trigger a successful V-shift slow-mo, which makes it possible to punish wake-up buttons and V-shift at the same time. Keep in mind, in Street Fighter V, characters are throw invincible on the first 2 frames on wake-up. This means if you're frame perfect on your throw, you can punish afterwards with a move below 12 frames of startup. Option selecting from a throw is very easy, just input your V-shift punish right after a whiffed throw. If the throw succeeds or gets teched, it will prolong the animation so your attack does not trigger. However, there is always the possibility of your opponent jumping or backdashing on wake up, in which case your throw OS might get punished. I've already said it's possible to punish V-shift on reaction, so instead of using a throw OS, you could just throw and punish a potential V-shift on reaction. This will require more awareness, but you'll be rewarded with a safe approach against backdash, and neutral jumps will be punishable on reaction as well. I highly recommend you practice all of these options in training mode. The last piece of tech I want to share with you guys is for advanced players only, as it requires good timing and clean inputs. I have not seen anyone do this so far, but there's a good chance strong players already know about it. We can basically use a Street Fighter 4 backdash option select to deal with V-shift. Here's a recording of a training dummy punishing V-shift with an option selected sweep. As you can see, the training dummy will only do the sweep on a whiffed crouching light kick, but on hit or block, a crouching light punch follow-up comes out instead. In this example, all I'm doing is holding down back on wake up, followed up by a delayed crouching light kick into a crouching light punch plus sweep at the same time. I don't want to go into too much detail here, but a combination of rapid cancel properties, hit stop, and button priority makes this option select possible. If you want to replicate this OS with a different character, please keep in mind you need to use light attacks with rapid cancel properties, or else it will not work. If you're not sure whether your character has rapid cancel moves, you can find the link to FAT online in the description. It's a great resource for frame data, and it also shows the cancel properties for every move. Okay, so back to the Sweep OS. It's very powerful because you can cover EX Shoryuken, late tech, backdash, and V-shift all at the same time. EX Shoryuken on wake up will simply get blocked, so you get a full punish on that. Late tech will be interrupted by the crouching light kick, which will rapid cancel into crouching light punch, and then you can even follow up with a special move on reaction. Backdash will get hit by the delayed crouching light kick, which doesn't really give you a big punish, but at least your opponent isn't getting away easily since you're still a threat from that range. And V-shift will trigger the option selected sweep as we've already seen. In case anyone is wondering, I'm using the same dummy recording to show all of these scenarios, so it definitely works. It's amazing how many different situations this OS covers, but it's also important to keep in mind there are ways to punish it. Neutral jumping will trigger the OS, which gives your opponent a full jump-in combo as a punish. Wake up buttons will also punish the OS by either blocking it or interrupting with a normal. This adds another layer to the mind games as you need to choose between covering V-shit with this OS or punishing the OS bait with a meaty. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Let me know what you think about this tech or V-shift in general in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this tutorial, or check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support me regularly. Before ending this video, I want to tell you guys about Dojo Fighting Fest. It's a PlayStation 4 tournament series for 6 fighting games, so if you're from Europe and you're watching this before March 18th, you can still sign up to play. It's the first online tournament I'll be playing this year, and there's plenty of cash and even PlayStation 5 consoles to win, so don't miss out. Link is in the description below, so thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.